Teleparty and CBZ are the perfect comeback for BSS. They have once again managed to capture all of the fun and enjoyment that we expect from this trio, while also presenting us with an album that is a step forward from their message and Second Wind. In my Second Wind video, I talk about how fighting presents essentially a livable philosophy. The song acknowledges the difficulties of life, but also presents a lot of actual practical advice, as well as giving us energy and encouragement to get through the day. Fighting, in many ways, is a song of perseverance and survival. CBZ, on the other hand, is about more than just surviving. The song does acknowledge the difficulties of life, but it encourages us again and again to find joy, to choose happiness within our everyday situation. The song has two main connected themes. The most obvious of these is the play on denim. We have the name Jongbaji being a shortening of the phrase for youth is now. In the song, by encouraging us to put on our CBZ, by showing them handing out jeans to everyone, it suggests that a youthful attitude is something you can choose to have. You're putting on your youth as if it is an outfit you can change, thus suggesting that you can choose to have a different outlook, a different mindset about your life, one in which you enjoy it more. So youth becomes a mindset. You can choose to change your ideas, try on something new, like you might try on a pair of jeans. The other way that the concept of youth is now shows up in the song is through the phrase, every day is puberty. And this suggests that no matter how old we get, we never fully get over the awkwardness and uncertainty that comes with life. This is certainly something that I, as an adult, have experienced, that there's no magical moment in which you suddenly feel like a put-together grown-up. Every day is a new phase of your life. And because of this, the song suggests, the only solution is to enjoy where you are right now. You will always be, in a certain sense, in your puberty, and therefore, you will always be young, and it's time to enjoy that. I can't leave a discussion of CBZ without talking about my favorite part, which is the final chorus. Not only is the choreo so much fun, but I love the lyrics here in which our life is compared to a cup, and we are encouraged to fill it full of joy. The song is telling us to keep adding in joy and happiness to our life. We may not be able to take away the difficulties of life, but we can add in more things that make it fun and enjoyable. Because of its focus on enjoyment, CBZ really is a step forward from fighting. We're no longer just trying to get through the day and persevere. We're now looking for ways to enjoy and bring happiness to our lives. Musically, Teleparty follows the same format as Second Wind, starting off with an energetic hype song, followed by an upbeat song, and then a softer song. So while, like Lunch, Happy Alone fits that middle spot in the album, I actually think thematically it has more in common with 7 p.m. Both songs are songs of comfort after a long day. The main difference, of course, is that 7 p.m. is about finding comfort in being with someone you love, whereas Happy Alone is finding comfort in yourself. The lyrics show us how to treat ourselves. We should speak kindly to ourselves, plan time for the things that we love, go slow and appreciate our own progress. Essentially, the lyrics say that we should treat ourselves like we would a friend, valuing our own company and being kind and honest with ourselves. Just like Chongbaji, Happy Alone also acknowledges the difficult things in life. So the lyric, I'm the happiest person in the world, might come as a surprise. But the song also answers how that can be the case. When you are alone, there is no pressure from anyone else. You can be, in a sense, your truest, freest self. Alone, you can prioritize your own needs and choose things that you have been unable to do throughout the rest of the day. This lyric reminds me of 17's song Shadow, with its suggestion that our inner selves, as opposed to what we present to the outer world, are really our true selves. I also love the line, embroider time for myself. Just like adding embroidery to something can make it more interesting and beautiful and personal, the suggestion here is that we add things to our life that bring more personality and joy. So this matches the theme of CBZ, where they're encouraging us to add more beauty and enjoyment to our lives. Using the word embroidery also suggests that caring for ourselves is a type of craft, a habit that we can continue to improve at, something we do for ourselves that brings meaning and joy. To me, the ideas in Happy Alone are really central to the message of Teleparty, adding joy and excitement to our life. But it also reminds us of the significance of prioritizing ourselves, acknowledging our needs, and caring for ourselves like a friend. Accepting ourselves and being able to appreciate our own progress is key for the type of joyful, grateful life that Teleparty wants us to have. I really hope that Happy Alone doesn't end up like Lunch, never being performed, because the song is such an important reminder of valuing ourselves, appreciating ourselves, and treating ourselves kindly. Love Song ends the album with a soft, beautiful melody, just like 7 p.m. But in many ways, the song is really an outlier in BSS's discography. As a song about longing for someone you know you won't be with again, it has a lot more in common with other 17 songs like Pinwheel, waiting endlessly for someone to return. Habit, this idea that you can't get past, you're still stuck with this habit of loving the other person. Or Dust, the idea that over time things aren't getting easier. The gentle sadness in Love Song feels very different from the high energy that we get in CBZ or even the contentment of Happy Alone. There are some connections to other BSS songs, however. The line, "Can you hear my heart like telepathy," of course, connects with the album theme and could also connect back to Lunch, another song about connecting with someone even if you're not physically together. I really love the line, "Giving my heart was not a waste because I wanted to." We could connect this to the album's theme of adding things to your life. Even if there may be loss or pain, adding more love to your life is never a bad thing. The song may also be trying to acknowledge that throughout the different times of our life, it's inevitable for us to feel pain and grief. It's inevitable for us to lose people that we can never really let go of. Or the song may just be a chance to hear some beautiful vocals.
Of course. 당신도 청춘이잖아.
Teleparty shows us a progression from the thinking in Second Wind, and we can see that in the names of the albums itself. A second wind means catching your breath and gaining a little bit more energy before continuing on in a long race. It has connotations of perseverance, but also of weariness. It's a breather in what we know is going to be a difficult event. Teleparty, on the other hand, has a lot of fun mixed in. First of all, there's the idea that BSS can transmit their happiness to us without words, happiness telepathy. And then we have the word party in there, as if they are happiness politicians. But I also think the word party indicates that this album is meant to be more fun. Instead of viewing life as a race that we are going to get through, now we are invited to make life a party. At the end of my Second Wind video, I talked about how the slogan, "Happiness comes from BSS," had adjusted from its original meaning. And just what the phrase was rebellious. It was about being a little bit selfish and rejecting other people's expectations. In Second Wind, the phrase "happiness comes from BSS" came to mean more that BSS is our support their music, their energy encourages us to find our own happiness. And in Teleparty, happiness comes from BSS is kind of a combination of those two things. It's interesting to see a little bit of the selfishness of Just Do It come back in CBZ. Here, their desire to avoid others' expectations is not intended to harm anyone. In fact, we're specifically told that there are certain people that we're not supposed to ignore. But the idea is to be able to find your own happiness, dealing with all the ways in which we often cannot focus on ourselves and cannot put our own happiness first. So in Teleparty, happiness comes from BSS is because their music reminds us that it's okay to prioritize ourselves. It's okay to choose our own happiness. Previously, I also talked about how Second Wind is in some ways a philosophy of life, a philosophy of living. Teleparty takes that a step further. They declare that they, in fact, are Chongbaji. They embody the concept of youth is now. And in this way, they encourage us all to live in the moment, to be grateful, and to choose happiness, proving once again that happiness does indeed come from BSS.